Welcome back. Welcome to Bilingualism 101 with Dr. Varghese. I'm Matthew Varghese. So today we are going to discuss about the inheritance of language. We in the world today use different languages and different way of communication, and this language ability has been developed maximum 10,000 years since. And prior to 10,000 years, there were humans. And what kind of language they used to use before 10,000 years is it's a challenging thing, because by and large, many thinkers today identified that the humans cannot use languages in the pre-human history, and that is the reason the entire pre-human species got destroyed or annihilated because of the debility in communication. The communication was not possible for the pre-humans, and that debility and difficulty in communication has reached to a level that um, the animal instincts of humans were started challenging its natural course, and they immediately start to use their brain in such a way that they violently attack the opposing entities, and that violence ended in the complete destruction of the pre-human species. And the one species, Homo sapiens, that survived this annihilation, learned to use the brain in a systematic way. They developed what is called the logical and language ability, logical thinking, reasoning, and language ability, in such a way that they could manage their thoughts and control their instincts. So creating thoughts and controlling instincts was become a part of human life. And many people, many philosophers think that the ability that was given to humans to use language and reasoning and logic is a ability that is given as a gift by the nature or gods. And this gift, when humans were able to use properly, they could survive the challenges. They could survive the violent annihilation that has happened in the pre-human societies, and they could manage their emotions and manage their instinctive feelings, and they could develop from there. And that is how the modern civilization developed. So most of the thinkers who worked on languages, like for example Rousseau, said this emotional cries of humans, that was turned into language. That has gained a kind of communication ability, and that has developed into the developed languages. So in fact, in another way is that humans have another inherent ability that is called intelligence. Means we can analyze and systematically understand things, and then they could use this another inherent ability to use logic and logos, or logic and language and reasoning. They could actually systematize their life, and that was the a precursor for a civilized way of living in modern, not modern, the civilized world, or in the world that evolved in the last 10,000 or so years. So prior to say 10,000 years, we don't know. We know that there were, I mean, like now studies have shown that there were pre-human entity existed. It is not that from chimpanzee to directly to humans, but it was through a different process of evolution that humans have developed the system of language. And the ability to use language or reasoning is uniform to the entire human society. So nobody can say, no society or no racial group can say, we have a better understanding about the world and the rest don't have. This has been completely refuted by the person who introduced the theory of evolution, Charles Darwin. Darwin has found that this ability to use language is uniform across human societies, and he refuted that any particular society that claim superiority or others is only a fake claim. There is no society that can or a non-racial group that can claim superiority on others. But we have a clear superiority on our animals, the animal compatriots, and he has written about this. In the Origin of Species, he has written this, that I will read, quote, with regard to the understanding of language, dogs appear to be at the same stage of development as 1-year-old infant, who understand many words and short sentences, but cannot yet utter a word. This is only one difference. There is only one difference between humans and the other animals in this regard. Man differs solely in his larger power of association together the most diversified sounds and ideas. So in fact, when the child grows to 2-year or 3-year, the linguistic system in that child is much different from that of an animal like dog, because the child develops a kind of associating their thought with the sound patterns, and that is same for everyone. So Darwin actually, though cultural Darwinism is a thing in the world even today, but he actually refuted this idea that humans have some special inheritance. Human racial groups have certain special inheritance because of their being born in certain areas in the world. He refuted that, and that it is very important to understand that our inheritance of language, whichever language we use, it is an inborn ability, like a dog has the ability to smell and understand. That is not different from dogs from different regions of the world, or different varieties of world, or different types of dog. The same is the case with an elephant or a cow. Their behavior are uniform and across differences, and that is something which we have to understand while we are learning language. In other next lectures, we will see what the findings of thinkers like Aristotle or thinkers like Bhartrhari or in India. They actually consider language in a very they can consider the ability to use language very highly, and they understood that without language the human societies never would have developed. It should have destroyed by itself. In fact, the Aristotle is a person who worked on this more. He understood that the language is the only way we can understand truth, and we need to understand truth by developing thoughts that are valuable, that reflect the realities of the truth about the world, because humans have the ability to imagine, and they can create an imaginary world, and that imaginary world actually very dangerous for human existence. That we can see different human societies actually appreciate on this imaginary world and they get destroyed. So several wars are actually happening. Our ideas about others are actually not factually true. Some people say that some racial groups are inherently bad. Some racial groups are inherently good. They only do good. But Aristotle says that this is because our imagination is playing a big role in our understanding about the world, and we react to our imagination. So we need to have truth thoughts, and true thoughts can only come from the effective use of language, and effective use of language which gives us thought that are clear to us. Aristotle very famously said his understanding of God is the thought that think itself. Means the thought thinking about thought. He thinks that this is the godly nature that is there in humans. So we have to develop a method in our well learning language to access with the thought. For example, learning languages effectively help us to develop our thoughts in a systematic way. So I will switch over to Japanese. So 今日の話はどうやって人間言葉使うようになった。これ本当でいろいろな考えあるけれども本当であることというのは人間に他の動物と比べたら人間にロゴス使うできる。ロゴスと言ったら理論、言葉、そういうようなことを人間に簡単に使えるできる。これで人間にこの入力を使っていい考えをもらうできる。いい考えもらわないとき、人間はこの夢の世界に入る。夢の世界というのは一番危ないことです。これ人間に本当でいなくするようなこと、いつも喧嘩するとか、そういうようなことを今も見たらわかる。私たちどうして喧嘩すると言ったら、私たちわからないようなこの世界で入ってからです。それは一番研究した人というのは ダーウィンですね。ダーウィンのオリジナルスピーシスという本でこれ書いてある。あれ、動物と人間の間ある違い何と言ったら、1歳ぐらいの時、一人人間の子供と、犬の子供も同じレベルですね。同じレベルでいる。話すること聞く、わかる、リアクトする。でも2歳、3歳と言ったら、人間の子供も別になる。人間の子供にいっぱいこと分かるようになる。コミュニケーションもできる。3歳、4歳で本当で言葉を全部話すようになる。それは人間の一つ能力です。能力というのは、日本人にも西洋人にも黒人にもいろいろな人々に同じです。あれは違うないというようなことある。これはチャールズ・ダーウィンの本当である一つ人間と別の動物の間ある違いというのはだいぶ長いの違いと言ってる。ね、そう言葉というのはこれ何分かると言ったら言葉というのは人間は日本人日本語だけとか中国人中国語だけとかじゃない。私たちにどんな言葉も私たちの何やれ会長する世界で入れるできる。We can actually include any language into our communication region, whether it is an African language, Swahili or Lingala or Japanese or Chinese or Hindi or any of these languages. People can freely use if they know how to think in the language. これは言葉というのは考えの世界で入るものだから私たちどのぐらいまでこれ使うというようなことによってその分違ってくる。それで we will 次の授業で私このインド哲学でもギリシャ哲学でもどうやって言葉のことを学んだというようなことをちょっと広く話する。So, thank you very much. We will meet continuously because I was absent for a month because I was traveling around, so I couldn't record videos like this. But I will continue giving introduction to this my work about language, and thank you for listening. And if you find this video useful, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that I can put more videos effectively, and it will reach you very quickly as and when I upload the video. Thank you very much.